Beautiful day, y'all. All right, we're back. We are back with a different theme because it is a new month, and my husband and I are working on building a relationship seminar. And as we're doing this, we have been researching the scriptures and looking at warnings the scriptures give us when it comes to relationships. So for the rest of this month, we're going to cover 15 different things about relationships that the Bible warns against. And today I'm just going to cover number 1. So the Bible's guidance on relationships is really about protecting your heart, your character, and your faith. And it emphasizes choosing relationships that are honest, that are respectful, that are spiritually aligned, that are life-giving rather than destructive, and so many other things. And the Bible offers us extensive guidance on interpersonal dynamics, often warning against behaviors that erode trust, that erode respect, and spiritual health. So today we're going to talk about one. The first one is unequally yoked partnerships. And we hear a lot about this, but what does it mean? There are frequent warnings about entering deep and foundational partnerships that are often marriages or even businesses with those who do not share our same values and or our faith. So this comes from 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14. It says, "Do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness?" So it's cautioning against being unequally yoked with unbelievers. So this is a metaphor, of course, and it refers to two different animals pulling a plow. If they have different strengths or directions, the work fails. The Bible suggests that conflicting fundamental beliefs can lead to compromise or constant friction in a relationship. So basically, if we have different core beliefs, this can lead to conflict. Values can clash, and there can be a spiritual drift. So a helpful way to reflect on this verse is thinking about direction and thinking about influence. In the time of the scriptures, in Paul's time, the yoke was used to join two animals together so they could pull in the same direction. If the animals were mismatched, the work became difficult, it became uneven, and ultimately very frustrating. So, in relationships, this verse is less about avoiding people and more about recognizing the power of shared values. This is why when you decide to join someone in a relationship, you want to first have a conversation very early on about what that person values and what you value. And you want to make sure they're in alignment. When two people are closely connected, especially in dating, marriage, or just deep partnerships, but have different core beliefs or priorities, it can create tension over time. Decisions about life, morals, purpose, and faith may pull each person either together if they're in alignment or in opposite directions. So, things you might want to reflect on. Are the people closest to you helping you grow in the direction that you believe is right? Or are they pulling you away from it? Do your values align in the areas that matter most? And are you being influenced in a positive or a negative way? This verse doesn't mean that you should avoid or reject people who believe differently. Hear me when I say that. Our Messiah spent time with all kinds of people, but instead it's a reminder to be very intentional about your closest, most binding relationships, i.e. your marriage, because those relationships are the ones that will shape your path. So, when you choose your relationship, can you grow together and not pull apart? Your values support rather than conflict? And is there unity in the purpose and not constant tension? All right, I gave you a whole lot to think about. Take some time, listen, and reflect, and I'll see you later.